Hi, this is Josh Hildress, President of Health Partners America. Thank you for joining us for today's Sanity Break. I am joined this week by Ben Harrison. He is the Director of Business Development for Velapoint, our back-end support for our private exchanges. We're going to talk a little bit about the difference between private exchanges, public exchanges. Yep. I know you guys work a lot in both worlds. Yep. What do you see are some of the key differences?
Well, in terms of the key differences between a private and a public exchange, a private exchange is going to have increased choice. We've got better educated customer service representatives, and we've got a smoother and better customer service experience for individuals out in the marketplace.
You know, one of the things that's been talked about a lot in the media lately is that the public exchanges are being supported by navigators and even by call centers who don't have to be licensed, that, you know, might even be a work release program from a prison locally. But what kind of background checks and licensing goes through the Velapoint call center?
Absolutely. So all of our salespeople have background checks before they come on with us. They're all licensed insurance agents. They're all licensed in the states in which they're transacting business. They're certified with the exchanges with which they're submitting business, and they're appointed with the carriers with which they're working.
Excellent. So at the end of the day, we do have customers that are coming to our private exchanges that qualify for a subsidy and would like to be able to use that subsidy to purchase health insurance. So we do have a need to connect to public exchanges. There's been some challenges there. Why don't you kind of share with us what's going on in that marketplace?
That's right. So needless to say, it's much better than it was 2 months ago. At the beginning of October, we're basically gridlocked with most of the exchanges around the country. Now we can consistently submit business with most of the state exchanges as well as the federal exchange. There are still lots of bugs and lots of issues that pop up on a daily basis, but at least now we're able to assist consumers getting enrolled.
Do you think there's any chance that during this open enrollment period, by March, that there will be any smooth sailing across the board?
I would not say it will be smooth sailing. Maybe smooth sailing by 2015, but it's for the foreseeable future, it's going to be pretty bumpy.
I understand. So we do have a lot of growth. We've got a lot of people during this open enrollment period looking for insurance. Some might have had their individual insurance canceled. A lot of employers have made the decision to stop providing group health insurance, and we're already seeing that type of traffic come. Tell us a little bit about the amount of growth in leads and policies that you guys have seen.
Absolutely. We've had basically twice as much growth, or twice as much lead volume rather, through the call center over the last 90 days. We are now getting tens of thousands of consumers coming through weekly to inquire about health insurance options. And in terms of policy growth, I mean, we're submitting something like triple what we were submitting to the carriers 90 days ago.
Wow.
So policy growth is up hugely.
All right, so Ben, in terms of growth, we're seeing obviously a wave of leads coming in because of open enrollment, because of employers beginning to drop coverage.
Yep.
The awareness of the exchanges and the promotion of our partners about the various exchanges. Tell us a little bit about the growth you've seen and how you feel you guys are prepared for the next big wave, which is going to come as employers start dropping coverage.
Sure. So we've added on a tremendous amount of staff into the call center. We've grown our staff by about 50% over the last 90 days. We've currently we've been going through a multi-million-dollar phone system upgrade to start handling the queue volume. And then we really have broken down the sales process into some definite segmented pieces. So we've got pre-fronters or screeners helping people kind of triage those subsidy questions. Then they get them over to the sales staff, get the consumer to the sales staff who are walking the consumer through the insurance purchasing process. And then we've got application folks who just stay on the phone with the consumer and walk them through the entire application process from beginning to end. That includes the subsidy application as well as the insurance application.
So that keeps that whole process streamlined, moving through. No one's on hold for too long.
That's right.
The licensed agents who need to be the ones discussing the policies aren't the ones asking the application questions, so that the process can keep moving.
Absolutely. The goal is to provide a smooth customer service experience for the consumer.
Now, one of the issues with the growth, of course, that we're seeing, I'm sure you guys are seeing, is the need for multiple languages.
Yeah.
And so talk to us a little bit about what you guys are doing internally and even some third-party options that you guys are leaning on.
Absolutely. So we've been growing our bilingual and multilingual sales staff as much as possible over the last months and years, really. So we've got Spanish speakers. We can handle some Vietnamese, some Hindi, some Japanese even. We've got a person on staff that speaks Japanese. And then we also use third-party interpretation services to help facilitate some of the more difficult languages, something like Arabic.
And I think that those translation services, correct me if I'm wrong, can cover the range of 150 to 180 different languages.
It's hundreds, yeah. It's definitely well over 100 languages. So there are some obscure ones out there, but we usually have a solution if as long as we can identify what we're looking for.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but Obamacare is Obamacare in any language, right?
That's right.
Just a little joke there. So, hey, thank you guys for joining us. Looking forward to Christmas next week. Hope you guys are spending some time with your family. Thanks for joining me, Ben, on today's Sanity Break. Thank you guys. Have a great week.
Health reform causes stress.
HPA creates success.